Welcome all, this is Gitanjali from Bayan Times. Today's top headlines. Andhra Pradesh coronavirus number reaches to 1,463. 60 new COVID-19 cases were reported in last 24 hours in Andhra Pradesh, taking the total number of cases to 1,463. As many as 7,902 samples were tested between 9 am on Thursday and 9 am on Friday. One casualty, each in Kurnool and Nellore, took the toll in the state to 33. According to the media bulletin released by the State Command Control Room Health on Friday morning, where 25 new cases were registered in Kurnool district, the tally in the district crossed 400 mark and now stands at 411. With one more death, the toll reached double-digit mark and is now at 10. Guntur district with 19 new cases crossed 300 mark and now has a total of 306 COVID-19 positive cases. Meanwhile, Anantapur and Kadapa districts reported 6 cases each, while Vishakhapatnam and West Godavari districts reported 2 each. On the other hand, the number of discharged in the state also crossed 400 mark and now stands at 403. In the last 24 hours, 82 COVID-19 patients were discharged after recovery. This is the largest number of discharges in a single day till date. As many as 23 people were discharged in Kurnool, 16 in Nellore, 10 in Guntur, 9 in Kadapa, 8 in West Godavari districts, 6 in Chittoor, 5 in Krishna, 3 in East Godavari, 2 in Anantapur districts. Cement to cost Rs 20 more from today. Even as there is a fall in construction activity in the state due to the lockdown, cement companies have decided to hike prices of cement of all grades. The price hike is likely to come into effect from Friday and could be around 20 per bag on all grades of cement. As on Thursday, the price of a 50 kg cement bag is between 300 and 380 as per grade A, B, C and D. A bag of A grade cement is likely to cost 400 from Friday. Similarly, prices of B, C and D grade cement would also increase by 20 per bag, an official of a cement company told TNIE. The price rise comes even as Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways of India and Shipping Nitin Gadkari charged the cement companies with forming a cartel and holding stock. We, the ministry, consume 40% of cement produced in the country for laying roads. If they do not mend their ways, I have warned them, cement companies, that I will lay bitumen roads instead of cement roads, he said. There was no increase in prices of raw material or power or wages of workers. They are into the habit of forming into a cartel. They should be reined in, he said. Explaining why they had to increase the prices, the senior marketing manager of a reputed cement company said production of cement was stopped in all the cement companies. CM Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy gives PM Modi restart roadmap. Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy on Thursday urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lend a helping hand for the revival of the industrial sector in the state that is under severe distress due to the coronavirus pandemic. In a letter to the Prime Minister, he listed a slew of steps to breathe life back into the manufacturing sector, including micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, textiles and auto components manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, mining sector and export-oriented businesses. Pointing out that the industrial sector has been hit hard not only due to trade and export restrictions but also absence of workforce, he explained that MSMEs, the backbone of the industry and service sectors, alone employ more than 11 million people in the state and contribute 7 to 8% of the state GDP. 94% of the MSMEs in the state are locked down, while 6% are operating at 25 to 30% of full capacity. He said and suggested that moratorium for all PF, ESI and gratuity payments by employer for 6 months may be announced if the employer does not retrench or remove more than 10% of the workforce. Andhra to bring back workers stranded in other states. The state government is making elaborate arrangements to bring back migrant workers and others from Andhra Pradesh stranded in other states due to the lockdown. Disclosing it to media persons on Thursday, COVID-19 Task Force Committee Chairman MT Krishnababu said 12,602 migrant workers got stranded in other states, and now with the center issuing guidelines for interstate transport of the workers, the state has written to the chief secretaries of different states expressing its willingness to bring back the migrant workers. Every state has its own protocol, and we will act as per response from other states, he explained. Many other people, including students and pilgrims from Andhra Pradesh, also got stranded in other states. We are ready to bring them back. They can contact 0866 2424 680 or mail their details to AP COVID 19 Control Room at gmail.com so that arrangements can be made with the help of respective state governments, Krishna Babu said. On 20,000 migrant workers sheltered in 402 relief centers, Krishna Babu said arrangements were being made for shifting 10,000 migrant workers from different parts of the state to their respective places, and a request was made to 10,000 migrant workers from other states to stay back as industries were restarting. Whopping 96.17% parents prefer English medium, says government survey, extending their support to the state government's decision to introduce English as the medium of instruction in government schools at the primary level from the 2020-21 academic year. 96.17% of people whose children study in government schools have been given their agreement in writing. This was done as part of a survey conducted by the state government. In a bid to provide a better future to school children in the state, the government had started introducing reforms in the education sector. As part of these reforms, school infrastructure is being improved under the Nadu Nedu program. Further, to help students meet global standards and compete in the global job arena, the state government decided to introduce English as the medium of instruction in schools. Explaining how the government conducted the survey, Education Minister Adhimulapa Suresh said, after the High Court said view of parents' committees cannot be considered, we prepared a form with 3 columns. No COVID 19 death in 3 days, 43 new cases in Kurnool. 71 COVID 19 cases were reported in the state in the last 24 hours, ending 9 am on Thursday, taking the total to 1,403. Between 9 am on Wednesday and 9 am on Thursday, 6,497 samples were tested. There were no casualties in the last 24 hours, and the total number of deaths remains at 31. According to the media bulletin issued by the State Command Control Room Health, 43 out of the 71 new cases were reported in Kurnool district, taking the tally in the district to 386. Meanwhile, the number of coronavirus cases in Krishna district went up to 246, with another 10 cases reported since Wednesday morning, and the number of cases in Guntur increased to 287 with the addition of another 4 cases. Kadapa reported another 4 coronavirus cases, taking total in the district to 73. 3 cases each were reported in Anantapur and Chittoor, and 2 each in East Godavari and Nellore. The state continues to top the chart with testing 1,771 samples per million people in the country, with Tamil Nadu coming a distant second and 1,400 samples per million. Andhra Pradesh is also doing better in case of the positivity rate with 1.48% and mortality rate at 2.21%. At all India level, the test per million stand at 599, positivity rate at 4% and the mortality rate at 3.26%. COVID-19 lockdown. Special train ferries stranded migrants from Telangana to Jharkhand. A day after Ministry of Home Affairs allowed interstate movement of students, tourists and migrant laborers to return their homes, the first batch of migrants from Telangana will be reaching here to Ranchi by late evening on Friday. More than 1,200 migrants are being ferried on a special train which left Ligampalli station at around 5 am on Friday morning and is expected to reach the destination around 11 pm. The 24-coach train, which normally sits 72 people in a compartment, is said to be containing only 54 people in each in accordance with social distancing guidelines. We have been informed that a special train with 1,200 migrants is reaching here at around 11 pm, for which we are fully prepared. The state government will take care of them after they reach here, said CPRO Neeraj Kumar. Officials informed that after reaching here, they will be sent further to their respective districts by buses, which are already waiting at Hatia railway station, taking all care of social distancing. They will possibly be quarantined after reaching their destinations by their respective district administrations. Harish inaugurates third motor of Ranganayaka Sagar. Finance Minister T. Harish Rao on Thursday expressed his immense happiness over Godavari water reaching the Ranganayaka Sagar project at Chandlapur village. Though the Godavari water reached Ranganayaka Sagar from Sarjipul on April 24, the officials concerned had been busy till Thursday to fix all the technical issues. After the officials confirmed that all technical issues have been resolved, Harish visited the project on Thursday evening and inaugurated its third motor. KTR urges Center to help small medium industries. IT and Industries Minister KT Rama Rao said that it was the responsibility of the central government to help the small and medium industries in the IT sector. Rama Rao on Thursday wrote a letter to the Union IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad on the measures to be taken by the Center for the survival of micro and small industries, especially an IT sector. The letter was a follow up by KTR after the Union Minister's recent video conference. KTR suggested standard health code at IT parks and SEZs. The borrowing capacity of industries should also be raised by 50% so that they can give wages to staff for next 3 to 4 months time. The loan should be interest free, he said. Ramarao also suggested that the deadline to get the direct benefits by the SEZs was over by March 31, 2020. This should be extended by at least another year. Then the density of employees in various industries was more than the office space. Each industry should allocate 100 to 125 square feet space for each employee, Ramarao said. CCMB to start genome research on samples of COVID 19 patients. The Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, CCMB, Hyderabad, is all set to start genome research on the samples of COVID 19 positive patients in the state. This is to study why close to 60% of the patients in Telangana were asymptomatic while the rest require intensive treatment. Dr. Rajesh Mishra, director of CCMB, told Express the COVID 19 pandemic has affected lakhs of people across the globe. In Telangana, we have noted that while 60% of the people who are affected by the virus are asymptomatic in nature, while the rest have symptoms and require treatment. So, the research will help us understand one of the two things: is the virus different in the 40% of people, or do 60% of people have some differences in their genes as compared to the rest of the positive patients? He further added, this process, however, cannot be accomplished within days or weeks. We may need a minimum of 2 months to come to any sort of conclusion. However, the research, if successful, will be able to point out a certain group of people who can go out, work, and be a part of social life, and a group of people who should take precautions once the lockdown is lifted. Coronavirus. 3 die in Telangana, sudden spurt in cases. At a time when the number of COVID 19 cases was dipping, the trend reversed on Thursday with 22 cases being reported, taking the total number of cases to 1,038. Another jarring development was that 3 persons who had other ailments besides COVID 19 died, taking the toll to 28. Of those who lost the battle against COVID, one was a 48-year-old man from Ramanpur who died 12 hours after he was admitted to Gandhi Hospital. He also had diabetes, blood pressure, obesity, and pneumonia. The second victim was a 76-year-old man from Vansalipuram. He had heart and kidney ailments and pneumonia besides COVID 19. The end came for him within 24 hours of being admitted to hospital. The third casualty was a 44-year-old woman from Durganagar at Jigudam. She was admitted to Gandhi Hospital and was on ventilator on Wednesday. She also had blood pressure, diabetes, and pneumonia. With this, we conclude with our today's news headlines. For more such latest news and updates, like, share, and subscribe By and Times. Stay tuned, stay updated.